Right, hello everybody, and welcome back to Motorsport Days. It's Ian here from my supercar. Now, Ben has gone off to get himself a bit of lunch. I think he certainly deserves it. And I'm delighted to welcome back James from 750 Motor Club. James, you've been a busy man today, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been great. It's great to get involved in this Motorsport Days live virtual event. Obviously a shame that the main event couldn't go ahead this year as planned, because it's been really good for us, and we're looking forward to next year. But great to see that we can put something together and get some information out there for people at home.
Fantastic. Well, we're gonna chat all things 750 Motor Club very shortly. Just below on the screen as well, we've got Rob Baker from Area Motorsport. Rob, how you doing?
Good, thank you. Great.
Good man, good man. Obviously, a 750 Motor Club stalwart there as well. Right, let's touch on 750 Motor Club. We're gonna kind of chat about sort of three relatively new formulae, aren't we, James? But before we get into that, I'm really pleased we've got you on, because from a series coordinator, organizer side of things, we know 2020 has been a difficult year, but it looks like it's been quite successful for 750 Motor Club.
It has, yeah. It's been, there's been the disruption, the same that there has been, elsewhere in life in 2020. But we've had a lot of support from competitors, willing to kind of work with us with the changes that were necessary, and a lot of enthusiasm for people to get back out racing, especially the first half of the season. We've seen some huge entries at all our meetings, some great support, some great racing, and it's a shame that we've got a change in events again towards the end of the season, but we've got one more event penciled in for next month, so that's all going ahead, and great to have everybody back out later in the year than normal, but a late end to the season. It's a bit different, shake things up a bit, but we can get those championships finalised.
December Motorsport, it's going to be a lot of fun. I tell you, I'm looking forward to that, I have to say. Well, let's kind of do a bit of crystal ball gazing, shall we? How are plans coming for 2021?
Well, coming along very well, actually. Just this week, we've put out our provisional calendars for all our different Formula Series and championships. We're going to 16 different events that we have next year, plus some sort of guest rounds away at shows, next exhibition type events. 23 series and championships that we've got going on, and it's all looking very positive. We're in terms of all the competitors seem quite keen to get back out there.
Yeah, I think we all speak the same. And Rob, you're probably the same. You're desperate to get back out there, hey?
Sorry, guys, I just lost the sound there.
No, that's all right. I was just saying, we were just chatting about 2021. Are you pretty keen to get out there, get racing again next year?
Yeah, I can hear you again now. Yeah, if you've asked about next year, I mean, the guys at 750 and everyone in the UK has done the best they can to get everything up and moving this year. We've got another round in December, which is going to be a cold one for sure. But yeah, certainly looking forward to next year. A lot of good things coming forward.
Fantastic. I'll certainly be packing the thermals for that one. Now, James, we're going to touch on sort of three formulae, aren't we? Let's have a look. Let's start with Mazda 7s, shall we? Now, these are fantastic to have a little look at. They're three relatively new formulas as well, and this was only launched in 2019. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, so this kind of trio of formula that we're going to talk about, they all kind of came to fruition last season. I mean, the Mazda 7, so it's kind of, the idea behind this is kind of a step up in terms of performance from our sort of eternally popular low-cost championships. So the same cars are used as a base, but it was in response to demand from a few competitors that were keen to have the same sort of ultra close racing with great slipstreaming battles, but just a step up in performance. It's a more modern engine, fuel injected VVT engine from a Mark 2.5 MX-5. Some slightly stickier Yokohama tyres, so the performance is up there a bit, but it is slightly strangled. It is restricted with a set of control parts, it's been fantastic. We've had some great support. One of the cars originally ran within our Sport Specials Championship, which kind of proved that this engine package works really well and very cost effective. There's plenty of engines out there, and with the help of a couple of competitors and an excellent formula rep and some sort of technical partners, we've got this kit of control parts ready to go, and numbers have been sort of growing incredibly well in the last 12 months.
So how does the Mazda 7, separate from the low-cost championship, which has been around for a couple of decades?
So it's fundamentally just the engine. So engine gearbox from an MX-5 is dropped in, so new engine mounts. There's a different inlet manifold, exhaust manifold, and it's running on a locked Emerald ECU with a club controlled map. But it's kind of geared around the idea, although you're allowed slightly different brakes, and it's running on the stickier tires. It's geared around the idea that it is feasible to convert at home for kind of a DIY kind of race mechanic. Like a significant percentage of current low-cost competitors, are able to convert and upgrade their car to the new sort of Mazda 7 specification without a huge budget. If they want to try something different and go a little bit faster, but stick to the same style of racing.
Fantastic. Look, numbers are getting bigger and bigger. What's new for 2021 in the Mazda 7s?
Oh, well, the numbers are looking excellent for next year. There's a number of people building new cars from scratch, converting old ones, digging out old low costs and kind of reinvigorating to become a Mazda 7. But we're really pleased that we've got championship status for the Formula next year. So yeah, it'll be the Mazda 7 Championship, and everybody very enthusiastic about it. Calendar's out there. And great to see, and really looking forward to watching the racing unfold and the championship battle, of course.
Fantastic. Right, now we're going to move on to the Type R trophy. Before I do, if anybody's got a question for James or Rob, please do comment below. We can see them. We'll get them fired over to the chaps. Now, Type R trophy. We saw a little advert, didn't we, actually, just before we came back on, of the Type R trophy. And I've got a question for everybody watching. Is there anybody in the world who doesn't love a Type R? Really, if you don't like a Type R, please comment. Tell us why you don't like a Type R. Now, look, let's talk about the Type R trophy. They are incredible machines. There's a real buzz around it at the minute, isn't there? And it looks a pretty impressive all-inclusive package.
Yeah, so it's something that we wanted to do for a while with 750 Motor Club. The idea of having an all-inclusive package to get people involved if you want everything taken care of and you kind of set fees. So we've gone for it with the Type R trophy with our partners at Teguar. So there's two kind of different options. There's a license holder option, which is £10,500, and a novice option, which is £12,000. But the idea is that everything is included for next year. There's a few optional extras, of course, but the car is included. This is a fresh build from a second-hand donor car. We include your entry fees for the full season, 12 months of 750 Motor Club membership, registration for the season next year, our pre-season track day, transponder hire for all the rounds, a second pair of tyres and a second set of brake pads. That's all included in the basic package for the license holder. And then the novice also gets a Go Racing pack, an ARS test, a medical if required, a full set of race kit, a session with an instructor on the track day, and a dedicated point of contact to kind of guide throughout with all the inevitable questions that come with it. And we're really delighted with how it's come along. And for a relatively new formula, we've had this sort of huge influx of newcomers. Really keen to get involved and join the 750 Motor Club.
And that's called, am I right, the Foundation Program. I've got it on my notes here, the Foundation Program. If somebody wants to get involved and is keen on driving in the Type R trophy next year, just type Foundation Program. Sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, that's it. We've got nine deposits already for cars, so build's underway, and hopefully a few more before the end of the year. So
big grids next season, a lot of excitement, great venues. Who doesn't want to do it, right? Am I right? Right, we're going to move on to one that I know very well, actually, the 116 trophy. Again, now this got underway, didn't it, in 2019? We've done a lot of streaming of the 116 trophy, and it's getting more and more popular, isn't it? Tell us your thoughts on the 116 trophy, James.
Yeah, again, we've been delighted how that's really taken off this year, as obviously you've seen firsthand. We've had some huge grids out already this year, and so many more cars that are in build at the minute, all very well prepared. Lovely looking cars. Everyone's really sort of gone to town on the liveries, which also helps as well. It's a sort of 90-minute fundamental. That's the kind of current running length of the races, and the cars prove extremely reliable for endurance racing. Very affordable to get involved with. You don't need a big team behind you or anything to run a car. We've got one team that's driven to every race so far, and home again from Bristol, which is good going. And it's been really fantastic. And we can perhaps look to longer races in the future, but it's got its own kind of USP as the most endurance racing you can do for 1, 2, or 3 drivers, and get yourself out there and get some really good track time.
The 90-minute races, aren't they, with a mandatory pit stop? And the cars are wonderful. I can actually say I have driven one. I've been fortunate enough to drive a 116 trophy car around Brands Hatch, and I'm a complete novice when it comes to racing. And they were easy to get going with. I found it quite easy to drive, relatively simple. I mean, it was a track day, so I didn't have a load of people trying to knock me off the track. Not that anybody would, of course, but fighting with me for track position. But it is a lot of fun. Is the 116 trophy. So the format is 90 minutes. What's the calendar looking like for next year, James?
Well, again, yeah, calendars out now, provisional calendar, and 6 rounds are planned. So all sort of top circuits. They're going to Silverstone, Donington, Cadwell Park, and again Anglesey this time, Brands Hatch, and Snetterton, and nice spacing throughout the year. So works very well, and seems to be very, very well received by current and new competitors. So yeah, with the extra numbers for next year and undoubtedly full grids, we can't wait to see them get going.
So we're certainly looking to the future. We're looking to 2021. It's been a success this year. I just want to ask you a question, actually, James, about it's been difficult for everybody, but the challenges that you've faced to get events going on. How much work goes on behind the scenes at 750 Motor Club to make these race weekends happen?
Yeah, I mean, it has been a particularly challenging year from that point of view. I mean, club as a whole, we've got all the different series and championships, and when you look at the season's calendar, the move of just one race or one formula from one to another, it literally does have a knock-on impact on everything else. So, just losing kind of one event at the start of the year then affects everything. Obviously, this year, it had a knock-on effect, a huge amount, and then we had the same issue again later in the year. So there is an awful lot that goes on behind the scenes, and we're really pleased that all competitors have been very welcoming of what's been necessary this year. The COVID regulations around the paddock, everyone's been very good with. It's just what we needed to get everybody back out racing again, essentially. And then we were the only motorsport event that took place in Wales. We did a trial meeting at Anglesey, which was good to get back to, and we look forward to getting back to Anglesey circuits properly next year, because it's always a favourite for competitors.
Excellent, fantastic, and great job, by the way, to everybody at 750 Motor Club to get the season going. Rob, we're going to come to you now because I know, Rob from Area Motorsport, you want to show a couple of pictures of one of the Type R trophy cars. You're part of the foundation program, aren't you? You're building them. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah. I've got one that I'm just on the way to drop off to a customer at the moment, actually. So kind of can we have a look? The trailer. Unfortunately, it's not raining. If you want to have a quick look, I can show you around here.
Yeah, I think we'd like to see it. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, just spare me 2 seconds.
Oh, he's disappeared. There he is. Look, he's come back.
Yeah, so
here we go. Look at that.
It's effectively a road car, and as James said, the foundation program. A lot of people who are racers think when they see packages like this that the cars are going to be missing out on certain parts or not going to have the extra bits that make them competitive. But the package that Tagiwa and 750 have put together is great. I'd be happy as a racer jumping in one of these cars and not feeling like I'm going to be missing anything in terms of competitiveness at all.
Yeah. So, Rob, a question for you then. I mean, it seems like it's done for you, isn't it? It's almost done for you season, essentially. You've just obviously got to hop in the car, drive and go. If you do want extra little bits and bobs, little cosmetic bits, am I right in thinking that can be done at an extra cost, perhaps further down the line?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I mean, genuinely, the packages they've put together aren't really missing any performance parts at all. So the only extras are things that will ensure 100% reliability. These cars at present are, depending on what you find is a base car, most of them are over 100,000 miles, which isn't a problem at all. They're still extremely reliable. But you can certainly spend a little extra on refreshing all the brake calipers, wheel bearings, some engine components. And I don't mean taking the engine apart, just timing chain, tensioner, those sorts of things, serviceable items. And we've raced these cars for years, and generally, you should have an extremely reliable car that you need to really only spend money on fuel and your tyres and brake pads throughout the season.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's and James, just the cost of the foundation program. It was in the advert before, wasn't it? You can get a package. Is it for 10,400, something like that?
That's right. Yeah, so it's 10,495 is the license holder package, and then it's 12,000 for a novice. So the differences between them are the full sort of kit, helmet and race kit that's required, the ARS test, medical if required, go racing pack, a session with an instructor, and point of contact. So yeah, that's kind of the differences between the two. It's that you're just adding in your essentials as a novice and guiding people through. So yeah, good value all around.
Fantastic. And if somebody's interested in getting involved in the foundation program, it's pretty good to me. Are they better off contacting you directly, James, or should we go straight to Rob at Area Motorsport?
No, if you come to a 750 in the first instance, my contact details are on our website. So kind of overseeing the instruction of the new drivers, and then Luke at Tegua is kind of managing all the builds, so that he's helping source cars, and then there's Rob and a couple of other teams, Motorsport and DH Racing that are also building cars, to ensure we get through them all in the time frame. And come to us. We can talk through any questions, and then I can pass people on to Luke and Rob and co.
Fantastic, excellent. Rob, look, thanks for joining us today. I appreciate you getting out of the car and giving us a little look around. If somebody wants to get in touch with Area Motorsport, where's the best place for them to go?
You can find us on Google, Facebook, wherever you look for contact information. Really, we're available online in all platforms, really, social media wise.
Fantastic. Now, Rob, you better go and get that car delivered. That's what you better go do. Don't be late.
But thanks for having us, guys, and great show.
Thanks, Rob. James, just before you go as well, big thank you for joining us twice today. You're on the Getting Into Motorsport section this morning as well. You've joined us now for the 750 Motor Club section as well. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we head off to our next ad break?
No, it's great to be involved in this virtual event, and anything we can do, it's what we like to do as a club to bring more people into motorsport. Whether you're looking for your next step, your next championship, something new you want to get involved in, or track day enthusiast, or just coming in completely clean slate with it, always had an interest in motorsport. That's what we're kind of here for, to guide people in. So any questions, get in touch with us. No such thing as a stupid question. Get in touch and we can guide you through and hopefully get you on the grid in 2021.
Thank you very much. James Winstanley from 750 Motor Club.